Yeah, I'm right back at you like I never left, and I'm gonna go this hard to my last breath. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Canoom, Consul Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in the room. You now dealing with Canoom. I'm here. While I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. This is My Thoughts 120, and this is the finale of the gospel lyrics. Okay, all week we've been doing gospel lyrics, and I'm trying to show you the physical state, the mental state, and the state of a people that brought you these lyrics. Okay, they thought they had nothing at all because they was faced with the worst of the worst situations. They was thrown into something which is slavery, captivity, taken from their own homeland, their own language, their own culture container, put somewhere else in an alien-like place, in an alien-like state, and the people that they had to come to was other people that was alienated from their culture containers as well. Might have been from different parts and different places of the continent, but they were still from one ancestry and one descendant, and that's African people. Okay, they was given this false belief, and first it was orally transmitted to them about the Jesus the Christ story. And then they had Bibles, okay? Because slavery was out before the formulation of the first printed Bible. This is a fact, okay? First, they used to do it just by oral, telling the story orally, because the story's been around orally. That's all it is. It's oral tradition. Once upon a time, taken from oral and put it into written literature, religious literature, okay? So today, I'm going to bring you the song Amazing Grace. Now, a lot of people might say, what? Amazing Grace was written by a white man or a European named John Newton. That's not true. John Newton stole the song from the slaves, okay? He was in slavery, uh, let's say from 1772 to 1779. They say he was a slave abolitionist, but he never tried to stop slavery. They would have murdered him. It was too profitable. If a person tried to put his life on the line and stop slavery, something that's profitable to Europeans, they would kill him right there, no question. So this man stole that song from slaves. Okay, he was hearing them work or whatever have you. A lot of them was already Americanized and they knew English, and a lot of people would make up these folk songs, okay, Negro spirituals as they call them later, and they would sing these type of songs. Now it has lyrics in it. We're going to look at the lyrics, okay, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on that. So again, I don't own the music. Uh, I don't own the rights to the music. This is a fair use. I'm sure they're gonna give me a copyright strike, though a lot of times they say they allow it to be shared so it has no effect on the video. So let's listen to the lyrics. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I thank you for watching. Let's listen to these lyrics. Now this is from John Newton, Amazing Grace. They say he wrote it.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Now you see, it says Amazing Grace. Don't say nothing about this God yet, this Jesus the Christ. It does not say Amazing Jesus Christ. How sweet the sound. It's saying Amazing Grace because, again, when they were taken from their land, that was the lowest of the low. And if you look up the term wretch, that means an unfortunate, unhappy person. Those two things, unfortunate and unhappy, does not go with the European at that state of time. Unhappy and unfortunate, it cannot be speaking to the European when you say things like that. The pen was twice as fortunate as anyone else because he had the good fortune of his own health. Then he had good fortune of a boat full of slaves that's going to do whatever he wants. So he was twice as fortunate as anyone else. All his workload was he just woke up and gave orders. So that could not be talking about the state of the people at the time. These lyrics was jotted down either for this man, John Newton, or if he could write, he stole the lyrics and jotted them himself, submitted it in 1779, and wrapped his name on it. Now, Amazing Grace is the state they say, oh, they had so much grace when they saved us, because they put this in the slave mentality. We saved you from the darkness. We brought you over here. All you have to do is work. But now you know Jesus, you have a God, you have people to commune with. You guys now have a spirituality, which we already had that. The Africans that they stole and ripped and put on the boat, they wasn't Christians, okay? They didn't have that type of Jesus the Christ was the God story. They didn't have that. So then it goes on to say, I once was lost, but now I'm found. I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Okay, so when you once was lost, you didn't have nothing over there in Africa. This is the story they sold them. Even though the people that they had held as captive, they didn't buy that. So they start giving that to the descendants of the slaves. When you have a little baby, you say, hey, we saved you. We saved your family. We saved your culture from darkness. Y'all was over there just with bones in your nose, butt naked, making mud pies, and you couldn't speak. Said booga, 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 hooga, hooga, hooga. That's how you spoke. And we brought you over here and civilized you, which is so far from being true that it's a damn shame. Okay. That's why I say education and preparation is the first step to retaliation. Before you grab a gun, grab some knowledge, because you need to know the lies. You need to know how to stop the lies that the European has put on our people. That's why people, when you say, hey, man, how you doing, my African brother? He might look at you crazy. Nigga, I'm from Kansas City. I know African. That's the worst thing. That's the most demeaning word you can call a person. You can say, nigga, that's my nigga. That's my nigga. Nigga mean brother now. To the African Americans in the United States of America, all around the world, nigga means brother. Hey, my nigga, my nigga, my nigga. That means brother. That's how you relate. But if you say, hey, African, you're going to have a problem on your hands. Okay? So they gave him grace. You was lost, but now you found. I put you over here in a new world, civilized. Remember, they didn't tell the people that they took that, because the people that they took knew we had all that over there. We was living good. Okay? As best as we can live anyway. But that was our proper culture container. Could have left us alone. The new babies that they were having from the slaves, they was putting that into their mind. You guys were lost. We found you. We brought you over here. All you have to do is work, and look what you have today. Okay. Then it says, I was blind, but now I can see. See, again, you was in the darkness. That's the state of your people. You guys didn't know what good culture, good civilization, good living is like until I showed you. So a lot of the words and terms is symbolic, but it means something. When they say I was blind, but now I'm see, they're not talking about a physically blind person. Now he can see with the Lord Jesus the Christ. No, This is written by slaves. The thing is, when they explained this, the European told them how he found them, he made them, gave them the light and all that. That's what that's about. You were sitting there in the darkness until I brought you this light, this high culture, this high civilization. All you have to do is work, but you living high on the hog. See, that's what denotes that lyric. I was blind, but now I see. Now it's upside down because they tricked you. You never had nothing, and I gave you something. That's like when you're in the darkness and I turn the light on. That's the same thing. That's the same analogy. You was blind, but now you see. Okay. That's my thoughts on that American Grace video. This is who brought everyone in the United States post 1940. This is the God that they're talking about, Jesus the Christ. This is who made that for you. Warner Sallman in 1940, he created this right here. Everyone in the United States of America prayed to this picture because your grandma, your grandpa, your mother, your auntie, somebody had this photograph in the inner city, and that was on their wall. So Warner Sallman made you your Jesus the Christ photograph, and this is the image I remember when they told me as a little boy about Jesus. This is the dead white man on the cross we should be thankful for. The same looking people that put you in them chains. I need a little Jesus, break the chains and all that other stuff. This is who they talking about. Okay. Take the shackles off my hands so I can dance. Take the shackles off my feet so I can. They made it a party. Okay. Break every chain. Break every chain. I mean, listen, all week long. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you. This is how you put it in their mentality that they own self ownership isn't even theirs. You yourself and everything you have, your embodiment as a person, your physicality, your mentality, your spirituality belongs to a dead white man on the cross. That's by design, because that's the same thing they did when you belong to him in a physical state. You had to ask, hey, master, can we eat? Can we use the bathroom, master? You wasn't in charge of you. That's what it carries on to today. That's why I wanted to bring you this. See, when I do things, it's for spiritual understanding. With this stuff, it's unspiritual. You belong to a physical, dead white man on the cross, symbolic, fictitious character, non-spiritual, nothing about reality, mythology. But when you see me with a Ra on my shirt or a little Anubis on my neck, the dog-headed God, you don't understand those symbols. Jesus the Christ is another symbol. They will call it an idol or a pagan, but you love it and you think it's real because they sold you a bill of goods that this was real, and it's not. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoon, Concert with Moon. You already know what you're going to get when you step in the room. You're now dealing with Kanoon. This is what I do, and I love to do it. And before I take back what I said, I add some more to it. Whoever watched all 5, excuse me, I appreciate you for rocking with me all week. Okay, put comments on there if you're puzzled and shocked about how I'm trying to explain or what I'm trying to get to, what point I'm trying to drive home. This was not to take an assault or fire on gospel music. It's to show you some enlightenment that you can give all your spirituality, your physical being, everything, your mental being, to a dead white man on the cross, which is nothing but a symbol that will be referred to as an idol. If I had Osiris on my neck, you'll say, oh, you worship that idol. That's the same thing with Jesus the Christ, but they told you he was real. He was a real person, a dead white man on the cross, and you believe it. I was trying to show you that spirituality far outweighs any religion. I don't serve an idol. I don't serve a pagan, nothing. I serve spirituality, okay? And if I want to use a symbolic symbol to enforce more, you might see the symbol of Ankh to enforce more spirituality, I'm going to do that because an Ankh means peace and it's a key of life. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I thank you for watching. And remember, education and preparation is the first step to retaliation. So grab yourself, before you grab yourself a gun, grab yourself some knowledge. That's something new I'm trying to work on, but that's what I want to leave you guys with.